Now, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shadrach Shiranda. Yes, I am a student. I'm a student from Moi University. My admission number is TED, or Technology Education, 133 stroke 19. Yes, I'm taking mechanical technology. Mechanical technology. Now, this is a report. This is my report of a field trip that was that took place in Mombasa. Now, uh, while we were in Mombasa, we were able to visit various companies, and the main aim for this field trip is to expose learners to practical activities, especially in their field of study. We have building and construction, electrical and electronic options, and automotive and power machine technology. Okay, while we were in Mombasa, we were able to visit companies like Associated Vehicle Assemblers, we have Brawler Steel Limited, we have Kenya Ferry Services, we have Mombasa Cement, and Kipevu 3, which deals with electricity. Now I will discuss those companies one by one. And I will start with Associated Vehicle Assemblers. Associated Vehicle Assemblers, this is a company that is found in Miritini, part of Mombasa. And this company started in the year 1975. The main objective of this company is to assemble parts of the vehicles, to assemble new parts of the vehicles, to come up with a complete vehicle, And they mainly assemble those vehicles, those are Fuso vehicles, Land Cruiser vehicles, and Scania. Those for buses, tractors, yeah. Now, also the company has different departments which are led by different people, especially we have managers. Managers, they are the one which controls every activities that takes place in that company. You have secretaries, have organizing secretaries are also there. We have innovators also they are there. In terms of ICT, let me say ICT is used mainly in departments, not in the workplace, because majority of the work is done manually, because it deals with assembling parts of the vehicles to come up with the finished products. So they do the work manually. Now, oh, well, these goods or parts of the vehicles, they are imported from, especially in abroad, and others in Africa. In abroad, they import from Japan. For those who know Japan, they deal with Toyota parts, and also those parts are used to make those vehicles. In Africa, they import from South Africa. And so when these parts are imported, when they arrived in the company, they do what we call unboxing. Unboxing is the first process. Then after unboxing, those light parts, they are welded using spot welding, because spot welding is used to weld parts which are light parts. Then those heavy parts, they are taken to MIG welding. MIG welding is used to weld heavy parts. Then after welding those parts and assembling some of the parts, they are taken to painting station. In painting station, they paint using colors, especially white color in painting station. And also in painting station, you have that spray painting. That's you spray. Now after there, this is a sample part of the vehicle, is taken to line 2. Then in line 2 we have the first process, which is known as trimming. Trimming process, this is a process whereby some parts of the vehicle like steering, front and back screens, music system like speakers, and some other parts which are very tiny that are connected in this process. Then after this, we go to process number 2 under the same line, which is axle or axle. Axle, this is a process whereby front and back tires are fixed on a vehicle. Front and back tires are fixed on a vehicle. Then after fixing now the front and back tires, now we move to chasing process. Now in this chasing process, we have some coils which are inside those tires now are fixed coils. Then we have also pipes for fuels and those for cooling systems. Then also we have other pipes for braking also are fixed. Now after fixing those parts on the tires, we move to now mounting engine. Mounting engine. Under this process, now our engine is mounted on the vehicle. Our engine is mounted on the vehicle, and this in this process, our engine is mounted very carefully, very carefully, and a lot of inspection is done here very carefully, because if an error occurs, then our vehicle will not be able to move. Then now after our engine process, now we move to a process known as curb decking. Curb decking. Now in this curb decking, this is whereby now we found those parts which are naked are being covered very well, covered and protected. Then after curb decking, we move to final station. Now in final station, this is where now our vehicle is fueled, brakes are being tested, then our vehicle is able to move. Okay, let me say that's all about AVA. That's all about AVA. Okay, now let's move to our second company, that is Kenya Ferry Services. Kenya Ferry Services, this is a company that deals with marine. And while in Kenya Ferry Services, we were able to see some ferries there. We have a Safari ferry. This ferry is used to transport people and other commodities from the other side of the ocean to this side of the ocean. Then we have then inside the workshop of our Kenya Ferry Services, we also encountered some different parts of the machines. E.g., we have a milling machine. Especially we had a vertical milling machine. We had also a lathe machine that was there. We also had a drilling machine. This is used to drill holes. And also from there, we never encountered many things on in the Kenya Ferry Services. Now, also on our next day, we were able to go to Kipevu 3. Now, Kipevu 3, this is a company that deals with harnessing of the electricity. Now, the main raw material in this company is fuel. Fuel is the raw material that is used to harness that electricity. Also, this company, it uses ICT, especially to control the processes or the working processes in that company. In this company, we had a C18 V46 engines. There are 7 in number. These engines, they are the one which are used to generate electricity. They are used to generate electricity. Also, we have a place whereby we can step up our electricity, and also we can step down, because electricity can be stepped up to produce more power, and we can also step down to produce less power. Now, also it has departments and it's managed by Managers are there, secretaries. These are under departments. Okay, let me talk about Brawler Steel Limited. Brawler Steel Limited, it's a company that is found in the interior parts of the city. The interior parts of the city. Brawler Steel Limited. And the main work of this company, of this Brawler and Steel company, it's to manufacture a square and round steel pipes. And the main raw material for these steel pipes, it's a HR coil, which is approximately 10 tons. 10 tons. It's imported from Korea. Also, it is imported from South Africa, and also it is imported from Japan. So this HR coil is cut into small plates. Then after cutting, it's now taken to some processes. You have welding process also takes place. Also plates are cut to form those squares and round pipes. Now, also they mainly use automatic processes. Most of the work is done automatically. Most of the work is done automatically. Now, from Brawler Steel Limited, let's talk about Mombasa Cement. Let's talk about Mombasa Cement. Mombasa Cement, it's in the outskirts of the town. It's in the outskirts of the town. The reason as to why it was taken away from the town, it's because of the availability of raw material. Now, the raw material are readily available in that place, and the raw material that are available there is limestone, coal, iron oxide. We have gypsum. Those are the raw materials that are used to manufacture cement. Now, let me talk about the process of cement manufacturing. We have a mining of raw materials. Raw materials are first mined. Then after mining, they are taken to crusher. Crusher, this is whereby those big stones of limestone are crushed into small parts. Then after crushing them, they are carried on a conveyor belt, to the next stage, whereby now they are mixed with iron. That's now after crushing. So we do what we call, they are mixed with iron. Then after mixing with iron oxide, they are taken to, they are grinded. That's the second process, grinding. So they grind them together. Then after grinding, we do what we call the clinkerization. Clinkerization, this is a process whereby they are passed under a very high temperature. Then after clinkerization, we do what we call now, after clinkerization, they are then stored and packed, ready for transportation. Now, currently this is my channel, and that's just a brief history of the field trip, on how we encountered those processes. So kindly, if you like it, if you enjoy it, you can kindly share and subscribe. Goodbye.